Kiyosaki's what's it called? Cash flow quadrant. Sorry. After I talk for a while, I start to like fall out of it. Okay, so this is Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant. So this is what we're seeing. If you're an employee, and this might spark something in anyone, but it's just the reality of things. 95% of people that are in this bracket are earning 5% of the wealth. And the 5% of people in this bracket earning 95% of the wealth. So obviously there's a big, massive gap. There's a massive gap. That's obvious. The percentages show that there's a massive gap. Okay, so typically the wealthy understand that they obviously there's a lot of lack and they provide a lot of solutions to it. They create a need for a lack and acknowledgement of lack in people to be able to continue to move across. But the other thing is that they understand that the reason people aren't able to then go into a business owner or investor or into that bracket where the people were earning most of the money is the fact that they don't have time, they don't have money, they don't have experience, and they don't have support. They are the fundamental things as to the reasons why the people in this bracket cannot get over to that bracket where most of the money is being played. I know for me in the beginning, I had no time, I had no money, I had no capital, I had no experience in the industry, and I had no support, but I gained a lot of support when I came into it. So the experts say, we know why you cannot get into there, and this is why network marketing and home-based business is the reason why you should be doing this, is because you don't need a lot of time, you don't need a lot of money, you don't need to have experience to start, and you gain a heap of support when you come into it. So we can go into something, we can leverage a company who is in a business. We can leverage everything that they put together for our own home-based business, and all we need to do is basically use their product and spend time in our spare time from home being able to build our home-based business. Does everyone understand that so far? So this is just getting clear on the reasons why this gap is so big. Is because most people don't have these things. Do you agree? Yeah. Most people don't have these things. And that's the reason why people aren't living in this bracket, and this is why it's so big. Right, and that can be stemmed from even through schooling. You know, we breed people to want to be followers, to basically get a job, do this, do that. We didn't get taught tax in school, didn't get taught business, we didn't get taught the things that were going to allow us to progress. We got taught that this is a system. You go into the system, you learn to get a job, and you just don't. This is my. I mean, I have a little bit of a gripe against the system, but anyway. So residual income, basically this is just a little bit touching on when you obviously you've seen this before. If you're in network marketing and you're making $54 in residual income, that's the equivalent of someone outside of network marketing needing to have $93,933 in the bank, right? So the moment that you come into network marketing, you get any amount of residual income, you're already ahead of anyone that's not, right? Residual income is powerful. Do not discredit any amount of residual income you're earning. You're far ahead of the people who are not getting residual income, okay? Because that's what they need to require to be able to get what you're getting in residual income. That's massive, right? If you're making $542 a week, that's the equivalent of almost having $1 million in the bank. That's huge in accruing interest. So don't downplay what residual income can do and what it actually means. Okay, so this is the other thing we're looking at. It's traditional business. Let's just say, I'm being very generous here. So who here who has had their own business, and what have you had to outlay? Yep.
Well, we bought the business, the building, so no rent, but mortgage repayments.
What was the initial investment?
$750,000.
Has anyone else?
Yep.
Yep.
60,000.
Yep.
Beauty salon.
Yep.
Stock.
Salary.
Yep. Okay. So I'm playing very generous here. I'm being $50,000 pretty generous. So when people come to you and they're looking at an opportunity and looking at business, they got to understand the reason why they're not over here, and they're not going to be able to go. If they don't have this, they're not going to be able to. Okay. But when we're looking at this, I went $50,000. So let's just say that was your initial outlay. Most people would have to take out a loan or spend years to be able to save to go into that. 80% of businesses fail within the first, 5 years or something like that. Okay, so then you're having to see that all your overheads are all these things. And I know for me personally, Looking at that makes me feel ill because I've got no idea how I do that. I didn't know how to start a business. I wasn't going to be able to do that. So for me, using network marketing allowed me, as someone who was just a brickie that knew that he wanted to make change, he could use this to then eventually grow expendable income, to eventually build it up, to be able to go and play in the areas where it allowed me to go and play where all the people that are earning most of the money, right? So it was just getting clarity on the reasons why I couldn't get there and the reasons why this can, okay? So all these things as opposed to, and people go, $600 for a business. It's good they didn't say that to me when I hadn't gone through my personal development phase, because the way I would handle it is way different than I handle it now. Okay, so day one, let's say $590, $600, right? In relation to 50K straight off the bat. Even if you used Isagenix, so I'm going off of $590 then plus like a little bit over 200 a minimum, that's about the minimum a month to be able to maintain your business, right? Because, oh, you got to maintain your business. Okay, yeah. Right, whatever. I mean, you're using stuff, we're a redirection company, we're redirecting your funds into something else. You're getting a business basically for free then, right? So then, let's just say year one, you maintain your business, you ordered your products for $590 and you ordered a little bit over 200 each month to maintain your active status, right? Even your investment after a year's time is only $2,800. After 2 years' time, it's $5,200. After 5 years, it's $12,400. After 10 years, it's $24,400. After 20 years, $48,400. So eventually after 20 years, your investment over time has then equaled what day one would have been in a business that potentially could fail in 5 years' time. So we're not enrolling people into $600 for the business. If people want to make a real success of it, they're going to invest $12,400 over the span of 5 years' time, to make this work, right? As opposed to day dot going 50K. It's not rocket science, is it? Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Has anyone had a shift? Has anyone had a shift right now just looking at these facts and these stats right now? Yeah. And when people understand this, like you understand why my posture is how it is. It's not coming from la la land. My posture comes from legit facts. Okay? So when we're looking at it, 50K, very generous, because you said $750,000, right? I was generous. Day one, 50K. If we're in the business for 20 years, our investment is $48,400 using on products that are going to make us healthy. No one can come to me and say that this isn't the best opportunity that there is in the whole world, because it allows people to go and have their investment over 20 years, be what they eat, be able to go and progress into this bracket, be able to get what most of the people in the world aren't getting as far as residual income. It all adds up. So when you meet Bob down at the park and Bob's like, oh, I heard it was a fucking scam. And he's like, oh, I'm a bit skint because I haven't got paid this week. Tell Bob to shut his face, because, well, no, actually don't do that. That's old Ben flared up almost. I'll go in and out of it sometimes. But this is why the experts are saying. And when the experts said to me, Ben, network marketing and especially Isagenix Health and Wellness, we're a holistic well-being company. I've been able to improve my health, my wealth, my physicality, and my mindset through the personal development that the company provides. I've got so much more value than the $600 initial for this, so it's a no-brainer. I can spend $48,000 as an investment over 20 years using what I have, right? Instead of doing that, lower risk, pretty high reward. I think my outlay, how long have I been doing this for? Less than that. So let's just say my outlay, I haven't been in it for 5 years, but my outlay has been $12,400. I worked hard because I got clear, I was aware of what I was doing, and I've made 1.36 million Australian as that being my fucking outlay. I just want to acknowledge Asatasi at the back, Roy Asatasi. He's made me nervous sitting over there, because big fan. Thank you for being here. Where was I before Asatasi got it?
Just say that I've actually noticed, I'm only on day 13, and my daughter is using it as well. My grocery bill has plummeted because her and I are consuming at least 2 meals a day and snacks from the Isagenix, and that's therefore less shopping I'm doing, and I'm not spending as much as I used to on groceries. And that's a shift that I hadn't really thought about in the initial outlay, because we're pretty tight with cash in my house, so it was at a stretch to commit and take it all on board. But that was one side I hadn't truly considered, that my grocery bill has gone down and my initial outlay is feeding us for a month across 2/3 of our day.
Yeah.
So it's all good.
It does. I mean, it is. As soon as you come in, you've got to gain.
Yep.
Even just being involved in this environment, you've got to gain. You better. Your environment then becomes it really supports your mindset, making you feel better. Even me just being simply involved in this and knowing this gave me hope. It got me out of bed every day knowing that something could change, and that was a gift. Just having that little bit of hope gave me so much. It got me out of bed every day, just so much better, right? And it is just getting an understanding just how powerful this vehicle is. When we talk about how powerful it is, it's right there in front of your eyes. The numbers add up. It's not for question. It's not up for question. It's not up for validation. It's not, because it's right there. We're not searching for it. You're not waiting for people to give this validation. It's already done. It's there. It's in black and white. Stop waiting for people to give this validation and hoping for them to change their minds. They're in a lack mentality and an expectation that everything has to come with a but or it sounds too good, because we're wired to think that way. We're wired to think that way. So forgive people thinking that way and try and help them guide and understand. It's not to go and make anyone do it, because this is not right for everyone. This is not right for everyone. I'm not going to say this is right for everyone, but I know for me personally, I could not have the life that I have now any other way than through network marketing. Where I was at, no way. The non-dependence of this allowed me to now be able to go and play in this, but without it, there was no stepping stone. So basically, Isagenix this is island of where we are now, and then there's the boat, and then there's the island of where we want to be, right? And basically, Isagenix is the boat that basically allows people to go and move over the cross. And then you get to play into a realm where you can basically have freedom to choose and dictate and play at whatever level that you want to, right? Isagenix is a stepping stone to whatever you want. It doesn't have to be the be-all and end-all, but it is proven by the world's leading economists, wealth creation experts, that this is the greatest vehicle to take people from A to B who don't have these things. It's proven. It's not up for question. It is not up for question. People are going to question it for the rest of our lives, even for 20 years. Right? Even for 20 years they're going to do that. Stop. We're not waiting for people to get a clue onto it. The economy eventually is going to hit people. The cost of living is not going up. The cost of living is going up. People's wages aren't going up. Cost of house prices is going up. My generation is going to find it very tough to buy a house without something like this. Right? So it's like, again, get out ahead. People are going to end up eventually needing this, because the economy or whatever happens is going to come around to bite them in the butt if they choose not to do something before it comes. Because it's coming. I had to buy, I bought property a little while ago, and the equivalent, my mum's place is way bigger in a better area for way less of the cost. Right, and I'm fortunate enough to be in this position to even go and do that. Otherwise, I couldn't, because I tried to before and I failed dismally. I couldn't keep up with repayments. I was dying. Like, I was just not being able to keep up with it. So if anyone needed to go and get a little bit of belief in network marketing and have faith in it, it's like just the mere fact that you're involved and any bit of residual income you get, you're ahead of the curve. Okay? So I just wanted to get that, because I think that's a powerful thing to talk about, so people can actually rationalize why it's not just hearing a bunch of people that are doing really well on it say, it works. And then people that aren't, they go, yeah, but that's well good for you to say. It's like, you look at this and it's like, well, yeah, it does it on all levels. Right? Cool, does anyone have any questions? Did people get value? Did anyone get value from that?
Yeah.
Has this been like different than anything that you've been at before? Because I wanted to kind of...
That's my first one, so.
Is it?
That was good. That was very good.
Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. So, I mean, that just popped in my head that day. It's like you just go to, when you get out your way, you can be a creative. You can